What's up, guys? Tom and Max coming to you from Portland Bull Moose. We have been tasked with giving you guys our top 16 records of 2016, and that is what we're going to do.
Yes, and starting it off, we've got the latest from Kendrick Lamar. It is untitled, it is unmastered, mostly what I believe to be outtakes from his last record. And I think Thundercat is on almost every track. So good. Love it.
I have Charles Bradley's latest, Changes. I wanted to do some Daptone on there. And there were a lot of great Daptone releases this year, but I went with Mr. Bradley because he's just a beautiful man. There's also a heck of a Sabbath cover on this Soul record that you can't miss out on.
So good. David Bowie's final record, of course, definitely went out on top. Some amazing saxophone on here. Very bittersweet, but great album nonetheless.
I got Frankie Cosmos, Next Thing. Frankie Cosmos is great. She's got that really smart, genuine indie thing going on. A lot of these tracks are really short, but it works for what she does. I think it's, it's supposed to happen. They're not short out of laziness. Short because they're supposed to be short.
That's right. Fires Within Fires by Neurosis. Another album produced by Steve Albini with art from Thomas Hooper. Definitely not breaking the mold, but if it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Alright, Jim James. I think this is his second or third, I can't remember, solo record. The frontman for My Morning Jacket, of course. And you can kind of hear that on here, but it's like My Morning Jacket plus some psychedelic soul influences. And that album art is it's hard to pass up.
Of course, we have the new Radiohead record, A Moon-Shaped Pool. Follow-up to King of Limbs, and I'm very happy to see that True Love Waits finally makes the cut on the studio record. Though I think I do still prefer the acoustic version myself.
We got Bon Iver's latest, 22 A Million. This thing is crazy, and unlike any other Bon Iver recording, probably ever. It is awesome though. And it really jumps all over the place, and there's all kinds of crazy influences from all over the place.
Another heavy one, latest from Nails. It's their longest record yet at 20 minutes long, and I think they were pressured by Nuclear Blast to make it longer, but then they just stuck an 8-minute track at the end. So, does that count? Yes, it does.
Next up, Mr. Blaze Foley, Dog Ears. I had never heard of this guy before this year, and I wish I had. He is one of these really old Austin, Texas folk Americana performers. Came up with Towns Van Zandt, and this is a compilation of stuff that he did sitting in his barn in rural Texas, and it is beautifully simple.
We have Yesu's Sun Kill Moon collaboration. Mark Kozlik, of course, and Justin Broderick from Napalm Death and Godflesh. I was fortunate to see them on this tour, and they played a bunch of new tracks from an upcoming record, which I hope will be released later this year.
I have Sturgill Simpson's newest record, Sailor's Guide to Earth. Really great one. It is not a Daptone release, but there are Daptone players in his backing band, which is pretty cool. And you can definitely hear the soul influence in there. And in an era where country music can sometimes be disappointing, this does not disappoint at all.
Also has a great Nirvana cover on it.
It does have a great Nirvana.
Absolutely one of my favorites of the year, the new Iggy Pop, which has Josh and Dean from Queens of the Stone Age and Matt from Arctic Monkeys on drums. Definitely has the Queens vibe, but Iggy Pop's signature voice, nobody like him. And if you're into this, I highly recommend seeing the new Jim Jarmusch Gimme Danger documentary on the Stooges. It's very good.
Another guy that I was not familiar with until this year is Bombino. It's a Nigerian guitar player, and you can definitely hear the Nigerian influence in there. It's got a world bluesy feel to it. It's really groovy. It's really good. Produced by one of the guys from Dirty Projectors, I think. Yes,
right.
I'm right about that. His life story is also really crazy, and that's one of the wildest parts. He had to go into exile from his government when they banned guitars and all this stuff.
Right.
And to come out like this after that is awesome.
Also, fun fact, his first U.S. performance
That's right.
was in this store.
Yeah.
The latest from Against Me, some punk pop. Definitely took a few listens to grow on me, but I really love it now. It's super catchy. And there's a few tracks that feature Cody from the Blood Brothers. So great to see him again. Love it.
I got Leonard Cohen's final release. Very sad to lose Leonard Cohen, but what a way to go out. Perhaps pop's greatest poet. And he really goes at it here. I think he recorded all the vocals sitting in his living room chair. He was that sickly, but he cared that much, and he went through, and he made this incredible record to go out. And it couldn't have been better, in my opinion.
So good. This one's a reissue from one of my favorite post-punk, post-hardcore, what have you. It's the discography from Bearbear Shark, Michigan's own, and they reunited this year, and hopefully we see a new record out of them. Fingers crossed.
I also have a reissue, because I like to copy Max. I got Betty Davis, Columbia Years. This is kind of before she had that huge pop breakout in the 70s there. And Miles Davis is leading all the recording sessions, and there's people from the Jimi Hendrix Experience in the backing band. And it's cool because not a lot of these are really fleshed out, so you can kind of hear them developing their sound as it gets towards the end of the record. Light in the Attic put this out. It does it again. Light in the Attic does it again.
Okay, last but not least, Tribe Called Quest. First album in 18 years. Really wish Five Dog could have seen it be released, but his verses are so good on it. Lots of other great features. Elton John, Kendrick Lamar, Andre 3000, Jack White, and of course lots of Busta Rhymes. Wouldn't be a Tribe record without him. Can't recommend it enough. If you haven't, go listen to it. I think that's all we got.
That's all we got. It's been a great year. Been a great year in music. Been a great year of Bull Moose.
It's been a hard year for music fans.
It has been a hard year for music fans. But good.
But good.
Well, thanks. We look forward to doing it again for 2017.